So now I'm working on answering the workshop 4 thing. So number 29. We have 50 tablets. We have 50 tablets contain 0.7 grams of a drug. 50 tablets, 0.7 of drug. How much drug is contained in 250 of these tablets? So 50 out of 50 tablets, we have 0.7 grams. So if we have 250 of these tablets, how much grams of these drug we have? So 0.7 times 250 divided by 50, and 50 with this one would be 5, so 3.5. A drug B has a relative molecular mass of 200, and the what weight of drug B is needed to make 200 milliliter of the solution of 0.2 molar concentration. What is the meaning of molar concentration? Is 0.2 mole in 1,000 milliliter. Now we don't need 1,000 milliliter. We just need 200 milliliter. So in 1,000 we have 0.2 moles. So how much moles we have in 200? So 200 times 0.2 divided by 1,000 to get the moles. So these two zeros goes with 2, and then it's equal to 0.04. The answer is 0.04. So that's the mole we are looking for in 200 milliliter. So if 1 mole is 200 gram, how much weigh 0.04 mole? Now, so 0.04 times 200 divided by 1. So with 2 zeros we will move the point into the front of 4. So now 4 times 2 is 8. So what weight of B is needed? We need 8 grams of it. You have convert 0.4 m, so it's a mole in 1,000 milliliter. We want to convert this into a ratio. Ratio concentration is gram into 100 milliliter. So now my concentration in mole is 0.4 mole in 1,000 milliliter. So I want to see that how much of mole are in my 100 mil. So it's 0.04 mole. One of my moles is equal to relative molar mass is 100 gram. Yeah, so if you have 0.04 moles, how much gram that would be? So 100 times 0.04 divided by 1, that would be 4 grams. So the concentration of gram in 100 ml is equal to 4 grams in 100 ml. So the ratio concentration is, you have to just times ratio, not the percentage. So the ratio is 4 in 100. The ratio. But if you wanted to see that how much percentage, you had to times this one by 100. So you had 4% if they ask you. So convert this concentration percentage to a ratio. So first of all, I'm saying that 0.005 in 100. That's in 100. So I just want to get rid of these part. So I have to times nominator times by 1,000. So that would be 5. Again, I have to times denominator to the 1,000. So that would be 100,000. So the ratio concentration is 5 in 100,000. How many of the potassium permanganates are in 500 ml of, how many grams, so milligrams, are in the 500 milliliter, and the ratio is this. Ratio is 1 gram in 10,000. So 500 milliliter, 500 milliliter. So how many grams in here? So we have 500 times 1 divided by 10,000. So two of them going to each other. 5. The answer is 0.05. Yeah. And this is a gram. The unit is gram. But the question asks you about milligram. So 1 gram equal to 1,000 of milligram. So if we have 0.05 grams, how much of milligram do we have? So we have 100 times 0.05 divided by 1. So we have 5 milligrams. And we have 5 milligrams. Convert 0.0005 into the concentration of milligram in 1 liter. First of all, 0.0005 gram in 100 milliliter. Now we want to change gram to milligram. So 1 gram equal to 1,000 milligram. So we need to, if I times 1 to the 1,000, I will get the milligram. So I'm going to times 1,000 to get milligrams, to get my milligrams. So I have 3 zeros, so I will get rid of these 3 and then move my dots behind the 5. So it would be 0.5 milligram. And also we have milliliter in here, milliliter in here. 1 liter, it's equal to 1000 milliliter. If I times my denominator by 10 and my numerator by 10, I will get 1000 in my denominator and 5 in numerator in milligram. So we have 5 milligram in 1 milliliter, which is equal to 1 liter. So 5 milligram in a liter. How many milliliters of concentration of boric acid? You know, boric acid for cleaning the contact lens. So when you buy contact lens liquid, so it's a boric acid. So how many milliliters of boric acid? 1. So the concentration of that is 2 in 100. Times by 100, you will get 2%. So your C2 is 2%. So C1 times V1 equal to C2 times V2. So our C2 is 2%. And how many milliliters? So that's our V2. We don't know how much is it. Also, we have our first concentration is it's 2% or 5%, and the concentration is 5%, and the volume is 500. Is 500. Now we calculate everything. 5 times 500 divided by 2 equal to, so 2 and 500 is 250, and then 5 times 250 is equal to 1,000 and 200. So that's my second volume. So how many milliliter of water we must add to 250 milliliter? So our first volume is 250, and the concentration is C1, concentration is 18%, and the volume is 250. And then we need second, and if we have the solution of sodium chloride of 0.9 percentage, which is our second concentration, so we are looking for our V2, and this is something like 250 plus this one. So now we calculate that C1 V1 equal to, because C2 times V2. That's a really important question. So added means that we had this one 250, we add something to this. So first volume is 250. First concentration was 18. Second concentration after adding water is 0.9, and the second volume is, we have to calculate it. So 18 times 250 divided by 0.9 equal to if I write it as a like this, I can say this one 9 and 18, it's 2 gone with 2, and then 2 times 250 would be 500, 10 to the power of -1, so if you bring it up, that would be 5,000. So my volume is 5,000. So that's 5,000. But how much water we have to add 250 to get 5,000? So the water we need to add is 4,075. We have to add to this 250 to get 5,000. In question 44, how many milliliter means that volume? Second volume. That's the second volume. And then your first and second concentration of antiseptic must be used prepared. 1 liter of, what is the meaning of 1 liter? That's the volume, first volume, and the first concentration. So C1 times V1 equal to C2 times V2. First of all, milliliter, we are looking for the milliliter. So how much is it? Concentration is 0.2, and then volume 1 liter. Volume is 1 liter, which is equal to 1000 milliliter times, and the concentration is 1 in 5,000. So we want to see that how much is in the 100. So 100 times 1 divided by 5,000. So 2 is gone. So the answer is 2 in 100, and then you times by 100 to get a percentage. So the answer is 2%. So the percentage here is 2%. Now 1,000 times 2 divided by 0.2, so 2, and this part is 10 to the power of -1, so the answer is 10 to the power of 4. 10,000, it's a volume in milliliter. An inhaler delivers 100 micrograms of salbutamol in each dose. So in each dose we will deliver 100 microgram of salbutamol. How many of grams? So how many of the grams of salbutamol are contained in one inhaler that it contains 200 doses? So each one has 100 micrograms. So first of all, we want to change the microgram to 1 gram. So if 1 gram is equal to 10 to the power of 6 microgram. Yeah. So 10 to the power of, so how much of 100 microgram is, how much grams are 100 microgram? So 100 times 1 divided by 10 to the power of 6. So that would be so 100 is 10 to the power of 2, so it would be 1 over 100, 10 to the power of 4. So if you bring it up, that would be 10 to the power of minus 4. So 100 microgram equal to 10 to the power of minus 4 gram. In each puff, we have 10 to the power of minus 4. So if we have 200 puffs, so 10 to the power of minus 4 times 200, it's 2 times 10 to the power of minus 2 grams. So the answer is this container has 2 times to the power of minus 2 grams in one container. So how much chloroform water concentrated is required to prepare 1.5 liter of double strength chloroform? So we have two concentration. One concentration is double strength, which is 0.5, and the second concentration is concentrated one, which is 10%. We also have volume, which is 1 liter equal to 1,500 milliliter, and the question asks you about how much chloroform. That's its volume we are looking for to find. So that's V2, and this one is V1, and the C2 is concentration is 10%, and the C1 is 0.5. So C1 times V1 equal to C2 times V2. So concentration. So second concentration is 10%. First concentration is 0.5%. First volume is 1,500, and the second volume, that's the one we are looking for. So 0.5 times 1,500 times 10, 1 0 gone with the other one, this would go, this 0 is go with this 0, and then 5 times of 15 is equal to 75, so the volume is 75. So we need 75 milliliter of concentrated chloroform water to make 1,500 milliliter of double strength chloroform. So again, in number 48, the volume of what volume? So we are looking for what volume? So it's V2. And the C2, what volume of chloroform water concentrated? So that's 10%. Do you need to make a volume of 500 milliliter. That's a V1 with the concentration of single strength, which is 0.25%. So C1 times V1 equal to C2 V2. C1 is 0.220 times, and the volume, first volume, is 500 milliliter, equal to second concentration is 10 times second concentration. And what is the second volume? That's we are looking for. So 0.25 times 500 divided by 10. This zero is gone with this zero, and this zero is just, we can move the dot 1 unit forward. So 2.5 times 5, it's equal to 12.5. So my second volume is V2 is 12.5. If you have 50 milliliter of concentrated chloroform water, so what does it mean? It means that my volume is 50 milliliter, my concentration is concentrated, means that 10%, C1 V1. How much double strength? So my C2 is 0.5. Water can you prepare? So how much? So that's the volume. That's the second volume. So I'm looking for this. Now C1 times V1 equal to C2 times V2. C1 first concentration is 10%. Second volume, first volume is 50 milliliter, equal to concentration, second concentration is 0.5 times, and we are looking for the volume. So 10 times 50 divided by 0.5. So that's equal to 5 times 10 to the power of minus 1. So 5 goes with 50, and it's 10. And 10 times 10 times, when you bring this one up, it would be again that 1000. So 1000 milliliter I can make with the concentration of 0.5 or double strength.